Hey there, this is Doug from SpeedCubeShop, and in this tutorial I will be teaching you how to repair a popped 5x5. Popping is when a piece or multiple pieces will end up falling or popping out of the cube, and while it can seem that this means that your cube has become broken or damaged, this is a totally normal occurrence and you shouldn't worry about it, as the pieces will still be functional, they just need to be placed back into the puzzle. Popping is most often caused by the puzzle's tensions being too loose or by trying to force a corner cut too aggressively. So once the cube has been repaired, I would recommend to check your puzzle's tensions and likely tighten the screws a bit. Popping is also less common on higher end cubes due to the higher quality plastic, molds, and better mechanisms, as well as typically coming with better tensions from the factory. This tutorial will be demonstrated on the Qi MS Magnetic 5x5, and while this may not look exactly like your puzzle, the concepts and solutions are the same. Before we get started, some tools you may need would include a Phillips head screwdriver and some prying tool that won't damage the plastics, such as this popsicle stick, which is my preferred option. The reason why is that this puzzle is a bit too tight to easily fit these pieces back into, so I will remove one of the center caps with the popsicle stick and then loosen the screw a bit to make things easier. I would recommend to keep track of how many turns you have done of your screwdriver in order to return the cube to the previous tension after you were done. There will be a few popping examples in this video, so I will be listing them with timestamps so you can go to the section that you need more easily. The examples of popping would be an edge or multiple edge pieces, a center or multiple center pieces, or a corner piece. If you have had just one edge piece come out of your 5x5, it's generally pretty easy to repair. It's most often going to be one of these outside ones because they just sort of wrap around the middle edge piece. So to repair this, I would recommend to cut the layer 45 degrees, and then you can just move the piece around this middle edge and just sort of wedge it back into place. If you have had multiple edge pieces come out, I would recommend to get them back kind of assembled into one unit, and then cut the top layer 45 degrees again, and insert them all at once as one big edge. If you've had a center piece or multiple center pieces come out, it's also pretty easy to fix. So these ones have come out of this blue side here, so I would recommend to remove this edge. So we're going to cut the top layer about 45 degrees. Pull the edge around this middle edge here. You can kind of see where they line up like that. We can remove this, and then it's as easy as lining it up this way. This is the one that goes into the center here. This is what this shape looks like. We can just slide it around the same way that we just did for that edge piece and just slide it up to where it needs to go. We can do that for this other type, which are the corner center pieces. We can push it up underneath and into place. We can then put the edge piece back in the same way that we took it out by pushing it around this edge piece, and you're good to go. If you've had a corner piece pop out, this will take a little bit more steps than the other pieces. So if it was right here that I need to put this piece back in, I'm going to cut the top layer 45 degrees, and then I would recommend to take out all of these edges as a big chunk. So get your thumb up underneath them all and just kind of pull them out of position like this. You can then take the corner and just put it in this open area and slide it over to where it needs to go. You can then insert all of the edges together again as one big unit, and everything's assembled. After your cube has been fully repaired, remember to tighten down the screws that you loosened in the previous steps. And then reinstall the center caps, and you can do that just by pushing them back into place. And that's it. Thanks for watching. If you need help with other puzzles, we have an assortment of other tutorials which we will link below in the description. You can also find a link to our full resources playlist for cubing terminology and other tutorial videos. If you have requests for future videos, leave it in a comment below and subscribe to not miss our future tutorials. If you can't find a video for your situation, please feel free to email us at service@speedcubeshop.com and we'll be happy to help.